Hey guys, it's Buddha Gem, and we've just had another amazing electoral extravaganza here in the United States. They're saying it's the most expensive midterm election in U.S. history, which just goes to show that there's no amount of money we won't spend to get screwed over. You gotta love being an American. Now I wish that we lived in a place where just every couple of years maybe I could go down to the ballot booth and punch the little card, and some amazing people would show up and fix everything that needed to be fixed. And if things got a little out of skew in a couple of years, we'd replace them with even better people. Does that seem to ever happen? Or do we just seem to be steadily marching off the cliff of oblivion? We're out of work, we're losing our homes. I was just reading some stories, I forget what city it was now, where they've made it, it's illegal in a lot of places to live in your car, but because so many people have lost their homes that they're now living in the last major possession they have, they've made it not only illegal, but 90 days in jail. Think about that for a minute. You lost your home, you have no place to live other than the car that you own. They're going to take you out of your car, put you in a home, basically. A jail is a home, right? You got a roof over your head for 90 days. That'll show you. Damn, poverty. They're making poverty illegal. I mean, and they're the ones creating the poverty. You get that, right? These are crazy times. We have Obama right now heading to India, I guess. 35 warships in tow. They had to rent out 800 rooms in this hotel. This is for our president. They're picking coconuts off the trees, I guess so one doesn't accidentally fall off and hit our wonderful president. Imagine that, sending people ahead of him to pick coconuts off the trees, just in case. We wouldn't want our wonderful president to get hit by a coconut, would we? Of course not. I mean, it's insane. Read up on this travel. The interesting part, though, a little blurb in the story. Accompanying him, corporate leaders. Oh, how interesting. What on earth would corporate leaders want to go to India with Obama for? I know. They must have found a few extra jobs here in the United States that they want to ship over to India. The Obama guy, isn't he great? He is bringing change. Matter of fact, little interesting statistic, we actually have fewer people in manufacturing right now than we've had in the history of the Industrial Revolution. Going back. That's crazy. Fewer people now than from the dawn of the Industrial Revolution in manufacturing. Is this the kind of world we want? We're all going to have service jobs and work in retail? Does that seem realistic to anybody? At some point you have to make stuff. We don't do that anymore. Things are getting bad and going worse. And this election isn't going to change any of that. Now, I'm not trying to poo-poo. If you're gung-ho, you voted in some wonderful candidate, that's great. I'm not here to argue about that. But politics doesn't end on election day. It just begins. It keeps going. And the fight and the struggle keep going on and on. And you and I have to get involved and organized and active in our communities. Things are getting bad and getting worse. It's up to us to change it. Obama and these creeps that you just elected in, they're not going to change it. They can't. Even if they're the most wonderful people in the world, they can't. Okay? It takes an organized resistance. We don't have that yet. But we need to build up to that. And we can't give up. And it's easy to get depressed and feel overwhelmed. This shit is big. But it's also so crazy. We just built an extra 20 million homes. Extra 20 million homes. And yet we still have homeless people everywhere. And what are we doing with extra homes? We're bulldozing them over. That's crazy. Right now, 70% of stocks are held for less than 7 seconds. Bought and sold in 7 seconds. All done by computer. Fancy algorithms. They get these kids from MIT. That's nuts. This whole economy, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all make-believe. We talk about this Dow Jones, up, down, as if it's something. It's become like this God. Like, is the God happy with us? Oh, it's up, it's good. Oh, he's going to bless us. It's crazy. It's not real. And I recommend everyone to read Raj Patel's book, The Value of Nothing, because, based on this Oscar Wilde quote, that we live in this age where we know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. And that's a real problem. We don't know what anything's worth, and the most important thing in that is we don't know the value of ourselves. We don't know the value of our labor. They're making a killing off of us. And the ones that can't make a killing off of us, they're going to send us to their military prison complex, or whatever you want to call it. These are trying times, folks. I don't want y'all to be anarchists. I really don't. That's where I'm at. But I do want you to get active. I want you to get involved. Bring your insights. Bring your opinions into the groups that already exist, or start your own. And I'm not going to plug any particular group here. But turn the Xbox off. Step away from Facebook for a minute. Go hang out with some real people. What can we do? Where's our power? I think the Jon Stewart rally established once and for all that these symbolic protests are meaningless. Whatever you think of that Jon Stewart rally, I think the value of it was that he put a mirror up to the left and said, look, this is how ridiculous your symbolic rallies are. They don't accomplish anything. Remember, we had 10 million people across the globe before we invaded Iraq. Invasion still happened. We're still in the war in Iraq. We've had many other protests since then, sometimes with hundreds of thousands of people. It doesn't work. We need new tactics, new strategies. But the core, the essence of organize, agitate, educate, that's there. But those are just slogans. And they're meaningless if we don't put them into action. So I just encourage you all, wherever you are on the political spectrum, get active, get involved. We need you. We really do. I can't do it by myself, but we can do it together. Let's do it.